Hey guys, it's Fallon here. I just was going to make a batch of my elderberry syrup today, and I just wanted to show a video to show you guys how I do it, just in case anybody was interested. So what I have here is about a half a cup of elderberries. I just rinsed them. These ones are dried, so I rinsed them and got them ready to put in my pot. And this year is the first time I'm going to put marigold flowers in with my tincture, just for the health benefits alone. They're really good as an immune booster. And I have about 4 cups here of filtered water, and I have some cinnamon sticks. And this year, well, I've done this for a couple years now, I don't put it in every time, but this batch I'm going to do licorice root because the qualities licorice root has for your lungs and to breathe and everything. So we're going into the cold and flu season, so I'm going to put licorice root in my elderberry syrup because my littlest guy suffers from like lung issues and stuff. He gets pneumonia and everything easy, so I like to put licorice root in for him. And of course, you can't go wrong with cinnamon. And then after I make my tincture, I put honey in, lots and lots of honey. This isn't enough. I have a big giant 5-gallon of local honey you always want to use for the health benefits for your immune system. If you use local honey, it's good for you. You don't want to get honey from somewhere else in the world. You always want honey that's local to you. And so yeah, so basically all I do, I have my magical butter machine. If you don't have a magic machine, you can do just on a pot. And it's important to cook the elderberries at, you want them to bring your water to a boil, because elderberries have arsenic in the seed. And if you don't get it properly heated, it could actually make you sick, like nauseous to your stomach and everything like that. So it's important that you cook the elderberry seeds at about 100 degrees of boiling temperature. You want them boiled for a couple hours. So on a pot, I would simmer it for a couple hours. So let's get started. You take the water. Now I got about 4 cups of water in there. And I got about a half a cup of elderberry. Get every last drop. And then for the licorice root, I don't know, I just always do what I want, so I don't know. It's about 1/3 of a cup, a little bit less than 1/3 of a cup, because it's really strong and my kids don't really like licorice, black licorice, so I don't want to give them too much. Marigolds are first time, but I was reading up on all the health benefits for it, and really amazing to have. Sorry, bad filming. Every bit counts, children, every bit counts. Okay, what else? Cinnamon sticks. And the one thing I'll put, like, I don't know, those are kind of small, so maybe I'll put 3 in there. Usually I break them. But the only thing that I don't have today is ginger root. I completely forgot my ginger root. So what I'm going to end up doing is probably putting a ginger, like doTERRA essential oil in, or I'll add it in after, just shred it up, and hopefully the kids don't try it. But I do have the licorice root and the marigold flowers in this time around, so the ginger, the health benefits of that alone are kind of the same properties that the licorice root and the marigolds should do, so I'll probably just skip it all together. I don't put the honey in till after my tincture is done, and I let it cool off a bit, and then I incorporate all the honey and stir it all in, and then I'll put it in like glass jars that are easy to store in the fridge, and everybody just takes a teaspoon of it every single day for cold and flu season. So here's my lid. Put that on. This machine is awesome. So I am going to make a tincture, but the temperature that I want is it has to be above, I have to bring it to a boil. So I'm going to set mine at 88 degrees Celsius, and it does get hot enough to cook off the arsenic on the thing. You can make an oil butter tincture. I do a tincture just to get all the, it's 4 hours it'll cook down for, and that's all I do. And I just walk away, and when I come back it'll just be a whole mixture of cooked tincture, elderberry syrup, and then I strain it. I'll strain it through these into my big pour cups, and then I'll let it cool and add the honey. So now that my machine's doing all the work, I just drink the tea and relax. Hey guys, okay, so now that the machine is finished, it's done its job. I'm gonna take the lid off and see why the benefits of this pot is because it's got the blade. So if you have a pot or anything, you just have to stir it and blend it down and stuff. But this blade spins around and crushes everything and turns everything into giant pulp. And then so what we have there is just liquid and pulp mixture. And so that's what we want to strain to get all of the, separate the pulp from the liquid format. And once it's all separated, then we can put it or mix it with the honey. So we're just going to keep pouring it to get it all in there. There's a little bit left. Sometimes I make 5 cups. And so I'll have to have the extra strainer and cup ready just so I can keep pouring it and getting it all done in one step. So yeah, this pulp, I'll just move it around there so that it strains through faster than sitting around waiting for it to slowly drip. It just gets thicker and thicker. But one thing that I do with the pulp, you can throw this pulp out or you can keep it and do, there's many different things you can do with it, but the main thing that I do with it is I take all this pulp once it's thick and completely strained of all the liquid. I will take this pulp and put the pulp in another jar and then fill the jar with vinegar, because then what you're making, and I'll let it, and I'll put it in like the back of a cupboard or underneath the sink or whatever for a few months. And what you're making is, instead of paying the money for organic apple cider vinegar, even though that the apple cider vinegar has many, many health benefits, there are even more health benefits of elderberry syrup, so elderberry vinegar. And so I just use my elderberry vinegar on basically everything I would use my apple cider vinegar on. And so yeah, so just everything, salads, you can take a teaspoon of it every day, just everything. Anytime you would use vinegar, you just use elderberry vinegar instead, and then you don't have to buy expensive organic apple cider vinegar, and you know exactly how your vinegar was made, your specialty vinegar. See, it just gets thicker and thicker, and so I'll just keep spreading that, pushing it around to get all as much as the liquid I can, because you know, liquid gold. And just push it down, get it all out. And I mean, if you're gonna throw it out is one thing, but if you're gonna turn it into elderberry vinegar, it doesn't matter if there's a bit extra liquid in there that you don't really mind, because you're gonna be ingesting it anyways when it turns to vinegar. So that looks about good. So once that's like that, it's done dripping. Get rid of that for now, and I'll put that in the pulp in the jar after, and then cover it with vinegar, put a lid on, and then put it away for a couple months, let it ferment or whatever, and vinegar absorb all the elderberry. So then what we have left is just, I started with 4 cups, so see, it reduces it reduced by about a cup of liquid through the steam process and everything. So then here's my honey. Like I said earlier, I was showing you just a small jar of honey, but I'm going to use my big giant one because I don't like to put that much honey in, but I mean, you can put as much as you want, whatever. If you like it more sweet, like obviously the more sweeter you like it, then just, or if you want it even thicker, you can put way more honey in it. But I put probably about a cup of honey in it, and then it's easier for the kids to take a teaspoon of it every day. And we just use the Oriental soup bowls spoons, and I just fill that up for everybody. And or soup bowl, I can show you. I just use one of these, and every day everybody gets a teaspoon of that, of the elderberry syrup. Pour it in a bottle, and then I just fill it up for everybody, and we all take that every day. And when we are on it, no one gets sick. And now, especially with the COVID going around and all that, we just want to be extra vigilant on taking care of supporting our immune health and be as healthy as we can be going into cold and flu season. And you can use any type of sugar you want. Like some people don't like honey and they'll use just regular like sugar. My kids tried to get me to do that. We use organic cane sugar, but the honey, you want the honey because of its natural, local honey, because of its natural healing abilities and for immune health and allergies. And it's just beneficial all around if you use your local honey. And it's a natural sweetener. It's better than sugar. It's better for your body. And if you already are sick, if you feel like a cold symptom coming on, you got the sore throat going on, the honey is really good for you because it helps soothe your throat, and it coats it, and it's just really good for you. And you take a teaspoon of honey and cinnamon when you got a cold or whatever. And so it's kind of like the same properties in this, except for it's a drink. You can mix it with anything. See the honey slowly dissolving in there? And you can mix it with anything really. Like you could put this on, I don't know, in juice, and your kids' juice if they don't like it. The taste of it, you can just water it down, put it in existing juice, anything like that. And yeah, so basically once this is all melted and incorporated together, I have a bunch of just regular glass jars. You can do whatever you want. I use old like tomato sauce jars and stuff. Whatever jars I have on hand, I'll take it and funnel them in, and they last for months and months in the fridge. Like if you're gonna, I should say weeks and weeks in the fridge, especially with the more honey you have, the longer it'll be shelf stable. But I mean, we've had it in, sometimes last in the fridge for like 3 months. It's been in there, and the husband will take a swig, and I go, God help you, but he's fine every time, and it helps him every time. So, I mean, if you're gonna make a big giant batch and there's only 2 of you, you could freeze half, put some in ice cube trays, and then freeze it all, and then dump all the frozen elderberry ice cubes in a Ziploc baggie or glass container and just store it in your freezer. And then you just take some ice cubes out every once in a while to defrost and eat, if you just want to take it while you're sick to help your recovery process. So yeah, that's basically it, my elderberry syrup. And this time I did use licorice root for all the amazing health benefits for the respiratory system that it has, and marigolds. First time using marigolds this time around. So it's, I guess, good for your skin. It's good for super high in antioxidants. So yeah, I'm excited to try this. So if you make it, let me know if how it went for you. And if you have any questions, just comment and I will try to answer. Okay, enjoy your day. Bye.